You become what you believe. Namaskar. Welcome to Daily PT Pointers. And in this video, we are going to cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, and Press Information Bureau. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. And our first important headline is related to PM E-Bus Sewa scheme, जो कि रिसेंटली यूनियन कैबिनेट के द्वारा अप्रूव की गई है एंड इसके अंतर्गत 10,000 buses will be deployed across the cities in the country and this scheme will cover cities of 3 lakh and above population as per census 2011 including all capital cities of union territories नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न रीजन एंड हिल स्टेट्स एंड इस स्कीम में प्रायोरिटी दी जाएगी उन सिटीज को जिनमें ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बस सर्विस नहीं है एंड ये स्कीम सपोर्ट करेगी बस ऑपरेशंस फॉर 10 इयर्स इसकी जो एस्टिमेटेड कॉस्ट है वो है मोर देन 57,000 करोड़ एंड अगर हम बेनिफिट्स की बात करें तो अराउंड 45,000 to 55,000 जॉब्स आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू बी जनरेटेड एंड ये स्कीम हेल्प करेगी इन रिड्यूसिंग नॉइज पोल्यूशन एंड एयर पोल्यूशन एंड इट विल ऑल्सो कर्ब कार्बन emissions. Now, what is e-bus? So friends, it is any bus whose propulsion and accessory systems are powered exclusively by a zero emissions electricity source. Our next headline is related to Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change June's notification, which dropped the idea to establish integrated regional offices by merging Forest Survey of India, National Tiger Conservation Authority, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau, and Central Zoo Authority. Now let's know more about them. So friends, National Tiger Conservation Authority is the managing authority of Project Tiger and India's tiger reserves. Forest Survey of India is a scientific body जो कि primarily deal करता है forest data से and Wildlife Crime Control Bureau एक एनफोर्समेंट अथॉरिटी है एंड सेंट्रल जू अथॉरिटी डील्स विद द फंक्शनिंग ऑफ द जूज। आवर नेक्स्ट हेडलाइन इज रिलेटेड टू बिहार कास्ट बेस्ड सर्वे एंड ये न्यूज में अभी इसलिए है क्योंकि रिसेंटली सुप्रीम कोर्ट agreed to hear multiple petitions claiming that Bihar caste-based survey was an attempt to get the center's power. अगर हम कास्ट बेस्ड सर्वे की बात करें दोस्तों तो इन जनवरी 2023 बिहार गवर्नमेंट ने लॉन्च किया था 2-phase कास्ट सर्वे स्टेटिंग दैट डिटेल्ड इंफॉर्मेशन ऑन सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कंडीशंस would help create better government policies for disadvantaged groups and surveys estimated to collect the socio-economic data for a population of more than 12 crore in 38 districts of Bihar. Now, what is the argument in favor of the caste census? So friends, census conducted at the beginning of every decade does not record any caste data other than those for listed as scheduled caste and in absence of such census, there is no proper estimate for the population of OBCs, various groups within OBCs and others. Now, why is Bihar's caste-based survey is facing challenges? So friends, petitions in Supreme Court contend that Bihar's government order notifying the survey is unconstitutional since only the center is exclusively authorized to conduct a census under the constitution. And इसी context में पटना हाई कोर्ट ने अलाउ किया था बिहार गवर्नमेंट को टू कंटिन्यू इट्स कास्ट सर्वे। हाई कोर्ट ने ऑब्जर्व किया था कि स्टेट इज कॉम्पिटेंट टू फ्रेम अ पॉलिसी फॉर बेटर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। आवर नेक्स्ट हेडलाइन इज रिलेटेड टू विश्वकर्मा स्कीम जो कि रिसेंटली अप्रूव की गई है कैबिनेट कमिटी ऑन इकोनॉमिक अफेयर्स के द्वारा विद अ फाइनेंशियल आउटले ऑफ 13,000 करोड़। ये एक सेंट्रल सेक्टर स्कीम है विच विल बी अवेलेबल फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ 5 years एंड अंडर द स्कीम credit support up to 1 lakh in first tranche and 2 lakh in second tranche with a concessional interest rate of 5% will be provided. The scheme aims to strengthen and nurture the Guru Shishya Parampara and it also aims at improving quality as well as reach of products and services of artisans and craftspeople and to ensure that Vishwakarmas are integrated with the domestic and global value chains. Our next headline is related to Digital India program and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently Union Cabinet approved the expansion of Digital India program and the expansion of the program will have an outlay of more than 14,000 crore. And do you know friends, डिजिटल इंडिया प्रोग्राम लॉन्च हुआ था 2015 में. ये फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का with a vision to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. Our next headline is related to global initiative on digital health and इसके लिए इंडिया collaborate कर रहा है World Health Organization से. Now let's know more about global initiative on digital health. So friends, it is a WHO managed network of stakeholders organized to facilitate the implementation of the global strategy on digital health 2020-2025, and it is aimed at data convergence, interface of health platforms, and investment in digital health space around the globe. Our next headline is related to U20, which means Urban 20. ये एक city diplomacy initiative है comprising cities from G20 countries and ये लॉन्च हुआ था 2017 में. It aims at facilitating lasting engagement between the G20 and cities and raise the profile of urban issues in the G20 agenda and establish a forum for cities to develop a collective message and perspective to inform G20. It brings together mayors of G20 cities under a common framework and coordinates a joint position to inform the discussions of national leaders. Our next headline is related to National Multidimensional Poverty Index जो कि रिलीज किया गया था जुलाई में, and according to it 13.5 crore people moved out of multidimensional poverty between 2015-16 and 2019-2021. The index is prepared based on the latest National Family Health Survey of 2019-2021 and ये second edition है National Multidimensional Poverty Index का. The broad methodology followed is in consonance with the global methodology and 12 parameters of health, education and standard of living are examined in the report, and these include nutrition, child and adolescent mortality, maternal health, years of schooling, school attendance, cooking fuel, sanitation, drinking water, electricity, housing, assets, and bank accounts. And do you know, friends, India's multidimensional poverty index is not exactly the same as global multidimensional poverty index. For instance, India has 12 variables while global MPI has 10. The two additional variables in India's MPI are maternal health and bank account. Now recently Russia's drone strikes targeted ports and grain storage facilities along the Danube River in Ukraine. And do you know friends, Danube River is the second longest in Europe after Volga. It rises in the Black Forest Mountains of western Germany and flows to its mouth on the Black Sea. And Sulina channel distributary है Danube River की. Our next and last headline is related to Nowruz festival जो कि एक पारसी न्यू ईयर है and it marks the beginning of spring and renewal of nature. It is celebrated by different cultures and communities around the world. And do you know friends, Parsi community in India is known for its rich culture, traditions and food, besides its generous contribution to the economy of our society. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.